All right, everybody, we are back here with TEW9, the War of Immortals, WWFC, our challenge run here trying to become the biggest company. We are here tonight with Prime Time Wrestling, so let's take a quick look at last week's episode, where in our pre-show we had Stan Lane defeat Genichiro Tenryu. Um, Bob Orton and Magnificent Morocco defeated the Fantastics. We had Bobby and Tony talk about the upcoming matches that were placed out on the card. We had the Texas Tornado defeat Hiroshi Hase. We had Greg Valentine shoot an open challenge for the $1 million title, which Wahoo McDaniel came out and accepted the challenge and beat him for the title, sending him packing over to Superstars. We had Harley Race talk about how he's going to defeat Barry Windham at SummerSlam and take the U.S. title from him. Then we had Bruiser Brody defeat Demolition Axe. We had Lawler taunting Andre the Giant, saying that Andre's a big giant goof and he's going to beat him at SummerSlam. We had Arn and Tully defeat the British Bulldogs. We had Corny talk in the Midnight talk about how they are going to beat Strike Force at SummerSlam as well. And we had Ric Flair talk about how the Horsemen are going to ride and they are going to take over the WWFC. Then we had a six-man tag with Roddy Piper, Harley Race, and Razor Ramon defeating the Great Mood and the New Horsemen, Barry Windham and Sid. We had Steamboat talk about how he is here to stop Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen. He main evented the show with Randy Orton, which got a 98. Our show last week got a 97. We were at the WVU Coliseum in the Mid-Atlantic last week. This week, we're in the New Jersey Boardwalk Hall. So I will be right back. I'm going to book the show, so I will see you on the other side. All right, everybody, we are back. We have the entire show booked, so let's hop into it with our pre-show match for tonight. In a decent pre-show match, Strike Force defeated Akeem and Kamala in 11:57 when Tito Santana submitted Akeem with his figure four leg lock. In terms of in-ring work, King Martel was head and shoulders above everybody else. The crowd heat is expected and simmering. The wrestling rating got a 63. The crowd got a 53. We got a 75. Tito Santana had a 69. King Martel had an 83. Kamala had a 51. Akam had a 47. King Martel and Tito showed excellent chemistry teaming together. King Martel and Tito got a tag team specialist bonus. Tony Schiavone and Bobby Heenan work extremely well. The color commentary gave it a boost, and Colonel Robert Parker did good work at ringside. Just wanted to get a quick run up with Strike Force, keep them, from getting any ring rust or anything like that. So let's head to our opening segment of the night. Oh, it's not all of it. Welcome, everybody, to another exciting edition of WWFC Prime Time Wrestling. I'm Tony Schiavone, alongside Bobby Heenan and Brain. We have an absolutely loaded card tonight. Loaded, Schiavone. This is the kind of show that makes people call in sick to work tomorrow. We've got stars, champions, horsemen, and enough egos to fill the entire arena. In our huge main event, the newest horseman, Ric Flair, teams with the dangerous Sid Vicious to take on Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Razor Ramon. Flair and Sid on the same team, that's not fair. Steamboat and Ramon better have a backup plan, because they're stepping into the ring with the most dangerous duo in the WWFC. Also, tonight, we'll see if the self-professed king of wrestling, Jerry Lawler, go one-on-one with the Japanese toughest competitors, Genichiro Tenryu. Lawler likes to talk, but Tenryu likes to fight. That's a bad combination for the king. And fans, don't miss out on this huge 8-man tag. Bruiser Brody, the Iron Sheik, Nikolai Volkov and Hiroshi Hase will take on Andre the Giant, the Texas Tornado, and the British Bulldogs, Davey Boy Smith, and the Dynamite Kid. Are you kidding me? That's 8 men who don't know how to take a backward step. Andre Tornado and the Bulldogs on one side, Brody Sheik and Volkov and Hase on the other. Somebody might have to rebuild that ring after that one. And later tonight, we'll hear from the WWFC United States Champion Barry Windham as he prepares for his huge 2 out of 3 Falls Championship match against Harley Race at SummerSlam. If I were Harley Race, I'd be paying close attention. Barry Windham has been on top of his game, and I have a feeling he's got something important to say tonight. It's all coming up next on WWFC Prime Time Wrestling. Don't touch that dial, Shivani. This is going to be a good one. The crowd heat is hot and rising. We got a 92 for the opening segment. It advanced all of our storylines. Bobby Heenan came across well. He improvised well through the segment. Tony Schiavone did superb without a script. Bobby Heenan benefited from having a hot catchphrase. The angle got the crowd hotter, and it got our show off to a strong start. So let's head to our opening contest. In a decent match, Demolition defeated the New Age Outlaws, and at 12:08 when Demolition Axe pinned badass Billy Gunn with the Demolition decapitation. Demolition Axe carried the match in terms of in-ring work. The crowd is hot and rising, or is hot. The wrestling rating got a 64, the crowd got a 61, the segment got a 76, Smash got a 64, Axe got a 74, Billy Gunn got a 55, and Road Dogg got a 63. Demolition Axe and Smash showed excellent chemistry, teaming together. Jesse James and Billy Gunn got a tag team specialist bonus. Tony and Bobby work extremely well, and the color commentary gave the match a boost, so I want to get Demolition up and going for an eventual championship opportunity down the line against a team I'm thinking of having win the tag title sometime in the near future. And then I just brought in the New Age Outlaws so that they can have a team to, kind of defeat, even though they are kind of over. It'll help Demolition out. So let's head to our next segment. I thought this would suck. Last week I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I stepped into the ring and fought my battle, and I walked out as the new WWFC $1 Million Champion. Now, a lot of people look at this title and see dollar signs. They see money, they see prestige. Me, I see responsibility. This championship isn't going to sit around collecting dust. It isn't going to be hidden from challengers, and it sure isn't going to be used as some trophy to show off. This title is meant to be defended. So let me make something very clear to everybody back there. If you want a shot at the $1 Million Championship, come and get it. I don't care if you're a rookie looking to make a name for yourself. I don't care if you're a veteran trying to prove you still got it. And I don't care if you're one of the biggest stars in the WWFC. I'll defend this title against anybody, anytime, anywhere. And as long as I've got a breath in my lungs and fight in my heart, I'll be a champion this company can be proud of. So line up, boys, because Wahoo McDaniels isn't running from anybody. The $1 Million Champion is ready for all comers. And if you think you're the man who's going to take it from me, you better bring more than money. The crowd heat is simmering down. The segment got us a 45. It advanced the Garvin Wahoo storyline. The angle idea was a failure. The commentary quality lifted the segment. The color commentary gave it a boost, and it kind of cooled the crowd a little bit. So let's head to Wahoo's title defense. In a decent match, Wahoo McDaniel defeated Haku in 12:06 by pinfall with his tomahawk chop. Wahoo makes defense number 1 of the WWFC $1 million title. The crowd heat is simmering. The wrestling rating got a 61. The crowd got a 52. The segment got a 68. Wahoo had a 49. Haku had a 74. It advanced the Garvin versus Wahoo storyline. Tony Schiavone and Bobby Heenan work extremely well on commentary. The commentary quality gave it a boost, and the color commentary gave it a boost as well. So, his declining physical ability, I figured that's what was going to kill it off. So I kind of just brought in Wahoo just to get the title off of Greg Valentine. So we'll see how well he does. So far, this isn't working out as well as I had hoped. So let's head off to our next segment. Take a good look, ladies and gentlemen. You're looking at the greatest United States champion in the history of WWFC. Every week, somebody comes out here talking about how they're going to beat Barry Windham. Every week, somebody thinks they're the man who's finally going to take this championship away from me. And every single week, they fail. Because there isn't a man in this company who can lace up my boots, much less beat me for this title. I've beaten legends, I've beaten contenders, I've beaten everybody put in front of me. That's why I'm standing here as the United States champion, and that's why this championship isn't going anywhere. Now, I know everybody talks about Harley Race. Harley, you've earned your shot at SummerSlam. It'll be you and me in a 2 out of 3 falls match for this championship. And trust me, Harley, you're going to find out that this isn't your era anymore. You're stepping into Barry Windham's world. But at SummerSlam isn't tonight. Tonight I'm a fighting champion. So here's the deal. I'm putting the United States Championship on the line against anybody in the back who thinks they're man enough to challenge me. Anybody except Harley Race. Harley gets his opportunity at SummerSlam. Everybody else, you can get yours tonight. So if there's somebody in the back who thinks they can do what nobody else has been able to, get out here right now. Because I'm Barry Windham. I'm the greatest United States champion this company has ever seen. And after tonight, after SummerSlam, and after every challenger that comes my way, I'll still be the WWFC United States champion. So the crowd is hot and rising. We got an 87 at advanced Barry versus Harley. Bobby Heenan benefited from having a hot catchphrase, and the angle got the crowd hotter as well. So let's head to Barry's title defense. So in a good match, Barry Windham defeated Bob Backlund and Pedro Morales in 11:35 when Barry pinned Pedro with a superplex. Barry Windham makes defense number 4 of the WWFC United States title. Barry carried the match in terms of in-ring performances. The crowd heat is white hot. The wrestling rating got a 76. The crowd got a 77. We got a 90. Barry had an 85. Bob had a 74. And Pedro had a 71. It advanced Barry versus Harley. Pedro was off his game. Tony Schiavone and Bobby worked extremely well on commentary. And the match got the crowd even hotter. So let's head off to our next segment here. Andre the Giant, I've been hearing about you my entire career. The eighth wonder of the world, the Giant, the unstoppable force. Give me a break. You know what I see when I look at Andre the Giant? I see a big, slow, worthless dummy. That's right, Andre. Everybody's afraid to say it, but not me. You're just a giant stumbling around the ring hoping your size can win matches for you. Well, size doesn't impress me, and neither do you. At SummerSlam, I'm going to do what nobody thinks can be done. I'm going to embarrass you. I'm going to humiliate you. And I'm going to prove that brains beats brawn every single time. You spent your whole life intimidating people because you're bigger than they are. Well, Andre, I'm not intimidated. In fact, I can't wait to get in the ring with you. Because at SummerSlam, the giant falls. At SummerSlam, the myth ends. At SummerSlam, I'm going to end Andre the Giant. And when it's all over, everybody in the WWFC is going to see exactly why they call me the King of Wrestling. The crowd heat is very hot after that. The segment got us an 86. It advanced the Andre versus Jerry Lawler storyline, and Jerry Lawler benefited from having a hot catchphrase as well. So let's head to the next match. So in a bout that had good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd, Jerry Lawler defeated Tenryu in 11:53 by pinfall with his pile driver. The crowd heat is very hot. The wrestling rating got us a 73. The crowd got a 65. We got an 80 out of that. Jerry Lawler had an in-ring performance of 75. Tenryu had a 71. It advanced the Andre and Jerry Lawler storyline, and Tony and Bobby work extremely well on commentary. So we're just trying to get a little bit more momentum for Lawler so that this match doesn't totally blow out on us. So let's head to the next segment. Well, I think that's the best one they've given us so far. Roddy Piper, for weeks, you've been running your mouth. You've called yourself a fighter. You've called yourself a champion. You even convince these people that you're somehow untouchable. But champions aren't measured by how loudly they speak. They're measured by what they do when they're standing face to face with destiny. And standing beside me is destiny itself, the Great Muta. Well, you've been making jokes and picking fights. Muta's been focused on one thing, your WWFC Championship. You see, Piper, Muta doesn't care about your popularity. He doesn't care about your speeches. He doesn't care about your reputation. He only cares about taking what he wants. And at SummerSlam, what he wants is your championship. You could prepare all you want. You could tell yourself you're ready, but the truth is, nobody is prepared for the Great Muta. Nobody is prepared for the mist. Nobody is prepared for the pain. Nobody is prepared for the darkness that follows him to that ring. At SummerSlam, Roddy Piper's reign comes to an end. At SummerSlam, the WWFC Championship leaves the waist of a loudmouth and finds its rightful home in the hands of a warrior. Piper, enjoy these final days as champion, because when the smoke clears at SummerSlam, the Great Muta will be standing over your broken body. And the world will be looking at the new WWFC champion. So the crowd heat is very hot. The segment got us a 75. Roddy Piper and the Great Muta storyline advanced the commentary, gave it a boost as well. I think that's the best promo we've gotten out of them. So I'm pretty happy about that, to be honest. So let's head to the next match. In a decent match, Andre the Giant, the Texas Tornado, and the British Bulldogs defeated Hiroshi Hase, Bruiser Brody, and Foreign Legion 2 in 10:45 when Davey Boy pinned Hiroshi Hase with a power slam. Nikolai Volkov was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everybody. The crowd heat at the end is very hot. The wrestling rating got a 68. The crowd got a 67. The segment got us a 79 at least. The Texas Tornado had a 68. Dynamite Kid had a 70. Davey Boy had a 69. Andre had a 71. Bruiser Brody had a 71. Hiroshi Hase had a 66. Iron Sheik had a 71. And Volkov had a 57. It advanced both the Andre versus Jerry Lawler storyline and the Texas Tornado Bruiser Brody storyline. Tony and Bobby work extremely well, and Lou Albano did good work at ringside for the Bulldogs. So let's head to our next segment. Woo! Do you people understand what you're looking at? You're looking at the future of the WWFC. You're looking at the most powerful group in professional wrestling today. You're looking at the new Horsemen. Everywhere the Horsemen go, one thing happens. We take over. We take championships, we take main events, and we take over entire companies. And that's exactly what's happening right here in the WWFC. Now, everybody's talking about SummerSlam. Everybody's been talking about the Midnight Express defending the World Tag Team Championships against Strikeforce. Well, plans change. You see, I had a little conversation with the general manager of Prime Time Wrestling, and after discussing what was best for business, what was best for ratings, and what was best for fans, the Tag Team Championship match has been changed. At SummerSlam, it won't just be Strikeforce challenging the Midnight Express anymore. Oh, no, no, no. It is now going to be a four-way war. The Midnight Express, Strikeforce, and the Fabulous Freebirds. And then he points at Arn and Tully as well. And the new Horsemen's Arn and Tully Blanchard. Woo! Did you think the Horsemen were going to sit on the sidelines while everyone else fought over championships? Not a chance. At SummerSlam, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard are walking into that match, and they are walking out as the new WWFC World Tag Team Champions. The Horsemen are taking over this company one championship at a time. Barry's got gold, Arn and Tully are coming for gold, and as for me, I'm coming for the biggest prize in the business. Because when the dust settles, the Horsemen won't just run Primetime Wrestling. We will run all of WWFC. To be the man, you've got to beat the man. Woo! The crowd heat is very hot. We got an 85. That advanced the Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat storyline, the Horsemen and the Freebirds storyline, and the Sid and Razor Ramon storyline as well. So let's head to the next segment. So, in a decent match, Arn and Tully defeated the Fantastics in 8-11 when Arn pinned Tommy Rogers with a spine buster. The crowd heat is very hot. The wrestling got a 66, the crowd got a 52, we got a 76. Tully had a 78, Arn had an 85, Tommy Rogers had a 47, Bobby Fulton had a 56. It advanced the Horsemen Freebird storyline. Arn and Tully showed excellent chemistry. They got a tag team specialist bonus. Tony and Bobby work extremely well together on commentary. The commentary quality lifted the match. The color commentary gave it a boost. Arn and JJ, I forgot to take JJ off as his manager. Tully and JJ have great chemistry, and Tommy Rogers is getting better at his gimmick. So let's head to our last interview. Oh, dang. I wasn't expecting that. Texas Tornado. At the last Saturday night's main event, you got lucky. You didn't step into the ring with me. You didn't have to feel the pain. You didn't have to find out what happens when Bruiser Brody gets his hands on somebody. Maybe you weren't ready. Maybe you were hurt. Maybe you were scared. I don't care what the excuse is, because all that happens when you delay the inevitable. You ducked me once, Tornado. You won't get lucky again. Every day that passes, I'm getting angrier. Every day that passes, I'm thinking about the moment I finally get you in the ring. And when the day comes, there won't be any cancellations, there won't be any replacements, there won't be any escape. There'll just be Bruiser Brody and the Texas Tornado. And when it's all over, everybody in the WWFC is going to know exactly who the toughest man is. But sooner or later, you've got to face me. And when you do, I'm going to make you wish you never signed your name on that contract. So the crowd heat is very hot. The segment got us an 88. It advanced the Texas Tornado Bruiser Brody storyline. I really didn't know Brody could cut that good of a promo, so that's really good. Maybe we'll have him cut some more down the line. So let's head to our main event of the night. In a bout that had superb wrestling and great heat, the new Horsemen, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, and Sid Vicious defeated Ricky Steamboat and Razor Ramon in 21-20 when Sid pinned Steamboat with his powerbomb. The crowd heat is very hot. The wrestling rating got a 90. The crowd heat got an 84. We got an 87. Sid had a 95. Rick had a 96. Razor had an 82. And Steamboat had an 88. It advanced and gained heat for both the Ricky Steamboat and Ric Flair storyline and the Vicious and Ramon storyline. Tony and Bobby worked extremely well. The match dragged at the end. It was a little too long, so I guess I should have gave a little less time to them. Ric Flair and J.J. Dillon have pretty good chemistry. Sid and J.J. are an awkward pairing, so I have to take him off of him as well. And Sid Vicious benefited from having a hot new move, and it got the crowd buzzing as well. So let's finish the show. We got a 90, that's not bad. We increased our popularity in 2 regions, one in Canada. We would have got one in the 6 regions in Mexico, and the show benefited from having quite a wide selection of angles. So let's finish it all up. The financial report, we made 1.3 million off of it. And the recap, we gained in Hawaii and Puerto Rico. The rest of the states will come along eventually. So that is everything for this episode. So I will see everyone in the next one.